Alright, welcome back to the next video. We got our steering modifications done. Let's set up the tape measure and do the testing. Alright, we got to set up the right turn here. Oh, let's get it back even here. Pretty close to center. Alright. I don't think it turned much further this way. Just that servo is just not what we want. And again, no overdrive in it, so we are at 26, about 7/8 on the front, and about 25 and 7/8 on the rear. Okay, that's the worst direction. Let's flip it back around. I noticed it was turning worse that way. Still, I think better than the original. But it's really that servo limitation that we've got here. Okay, let's plug the car back in. We are about 20 and 7/8, and the back tire is going to come through at about 19 and 5/8, almost a half. So it definitely turns better to the left than the right. You can just see that right, just that servo is just not cranking them very far. But it is better. Now, again, I recommend a servo upgrade. I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're keeping it stock. We're going to probably go up and test it stock. I might put a servo in it just so I can get more steering out of it. But so we're back here in the garage. Before we go into the video to show you, I want to just show you, turning left, it goes almost to the link. An upgraded servo would go well into the link, both sides. But turning right, this servo might be a little different than some. It just doesn't have a lot of travel that way. I don't know if they're all like that. I've never used a stock servo. So, oh, wait a minute. Is it hitting the... No, it's not. Yeah. Just, it is better than stock. But when I recommend doing a servo when you do this upgrade anyway. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw this setup in it. This is right out of my box here. It's a ramp crab, little, see if it'll focus on that, 2.6 kilogram mini servo. I pulled this out of another rig, upgraded that rig to a 4 kilogram one, or 4.4, something like that. Different brand, but this works very well. We're going to throw that in here and go out and test it again, okay? So, hang on for a second. Okay, we got the servo back in, or the new servo in. We're going to keep this servo. This is what we're going to move to. This is a ramp crab here, and then I like them because it's got a 21 spline output with a little bit longer horn, and then you've got the hot racing steering link here. On here, and it really works very well. I had to reduce the steering rate a hair because it really was getting into the links. Both directions hits the links. So that's a vast upgrade over the stock one. Let's go out and run it through real quick, and then I'll show you how to do that. Okay. No overdrive. Turn it left. Servo upgrade. 17.5 the front, and about 16 and 7/8 in the back coming through. All right, let's go right. Turning right with the upgraded servo. This will be drastically different. pull it through at about 18 and a quarter, looks like, and about 17, maybe 16 and 7/8 on the rear. All right, definitely recommend a servo upgrade for that steering mod. Even with a stock radio, it's well worth it. So, okay, we got the axle all tore out, steering servos off. These are the two axles that you have to replace it with this CVD style. They do have universals, but I've never tried it. I like this CVD style axle. They're very smooth. They turn very sharp. Compared to the stock axle here, you can see the difference. They're both turned as far as they will go. Oop, magnetic screwdriver just screwed that up. Let's see. That's about where it rides, right there. So, yep, lots more steering here. So I got it in this. This is the factory axle in here, and this is the aftermarket. Now you have to trim this housing. The housing's got like this, a bunch of plastic up around here. You got to like trim it back into more of a C-hub. And you just put a sharp X-Acto knife. I'll show you how to do it. And then this side, of course, we've got the stock axle, and it won't turn. It won't turn like the other. It won't. And you know, they're pretty free, but it's not going to turn as sharp. And even if you trim the axle back, it's not going to go any further because this axle just doesn't have that movement in it. The ball and cup joint design just isn't the same as having the CVD. So we'll tear this apart and I'll show you how to do it. All right, we got it torn apart here. Get your safety goggles on. Now, I've already done this because, like I said, the camera failed in the last attempt, but I can basically just show you. Now, you can buy aftermarket stock axle housings that have that kind of shape in it already, like Trial, for example. They're very good aluminum housing if you want to spend the money. If you don't, like I have one with aluminum in it. The rest of them I've just done this, and I got like 4 of these this way. It works. So a really sharp X-Acto blade, and you're gonna just slowly carve it down, just a piece at a time, little bits at a time, and don't poke your thumb. Keep your thumb out of the way, and just slowly carve this out. You got to carve it down and then back up, okay? Both sides, because it's kind of a big balloon thing here that it comes clear over here, and you got to carve this back so you get more steering, and then you can take full advantage of the aftermarket axles. And it really, it's like this peels off like perfectly. I mean, you just a little bits at a time. I'm not trying to take it down too far because I've already got it pretty well trimmed out where I need it, but you can just peel them off. I mean, this X-Acto knife just peels that right out. So a sharp X-Acto knife, this plastic just comes right out. Works really well. So when you, let's get that off there. Let's make it kind of smooth. Don't hurt your thumb. It's not worth poking it. Knives are sharp. Be very careful. Again, safety goggles. And that's basically what you're trying to go for. You're just going to turn it down into like a C-hub like that instead of a big balloon thing. And it works. I've never broken one. I've had them. I mean, these are lightweight cars. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you really get aggressive with brushless and all that kind of stuff, but even still, I have some on 3-cell and they don't have a problem. So that's that. Now we're going to modify this. Now I like to do this. The factory axles, when they come, I like to put it in a drill bit here. I'll move it over. We got to shove our little small rotary tool in. I like a slow speed rotary tool. If you got a fast one, that's fine. This is the one that I'm using. A 240 grit. Now Dremel makes a 60 or 80. Too aggressive. They have a 120, and then this is a different brand. This from Walmart, I think I got this. This is a 240 grit. And I recommend that, at least. If not the 120, this one's better if you can find it. The Dremel, again, the 120 is what you want to use if you're going to use the Dremel sanding drum. But you just stick this in the drill bit here, just barely in it. Go the right way. Yeah, so it's just kind of turning the shaft. So you kind of stick it in like that. Now you got it in reverse, so it's going to rotate opposite of the rotary tool. Let me move this over to you a little bit more. Okay, so this will just take that right down. Now I have a hobby belt sander that I just run this down, but this works too. And I think most people have this. So just turn that on. I'm at like speed 4. It's not, 5, whatever. You don't need it super fast, but it will just carve this right down. Now, again, have your glasses on. You don't want to take this to your eye. I don't think it's going to come off, but just in case, glasses always. All right. And you just kind of touch it. Now this will take it right on down. This will just wear it. It will wear that right down. And you just carve this right into it. And if you touch your axle, it's okay. You just want to get it on kind of an angle like that, all right? And like I said, it will take the whole thing right on down. And you want it on an angle like this. Now the reason I'm doing that, let me shut that off. The reason I'm doing that is this outer brass, or it could be called, it looks like brass to me. This ring on the outside goes straight across and it comes past that little black section in there. And it goes past that and it actually contacts with the outer bearing ring. So it'll really bind up unless you really back that off for your tires. Now you have to do that anyway because it's in SCX24. But you have to do it further because this now won't hit that outer ring. It's down around the center. Let's see if you focus on it here. Down around, it's in the center ring. It's not hitting the outer ring. So it'll spin easier in here. Okay, that's why I did that. You don't have to. You could just put it in and then just back your nut off further so it'll spin free. But I figured why. It's easy to do that. You just get it down. There's a little silver section right here. Just get it down to the little silver and you're good to go. You don't want to go all the way too far down. That's it. So that's what I do, and it works pretty well. So we'll reassemble this, get it back together, and then you'll see the testing of this first, and then you'll see this section. So we're going to load the video separate. We're going to put the testing first and then show you this. So we will go out and test it, and you'll see that first. Now, when you assemble this back together, I want to also mention one other thing before we shut the camera off. You need to just kind of like install these. When you put you want to keep your steering very smooth. You don't want to bind this up. Especially the stock servo is not strong enough to deal with it. And most aftermarkets, you're going to, they'll be complaining. And you won't have the best steering. So you want to kind of tighten it down until it's binding and then back it out. Kind of like your front tires, even the rear tires sometimes on these 24s. That's important to do. So that's what we're going to do. We'll throw the steering servo on and get it back together and go out and test it. So again, just to where it's kind of starting to, oh, there it is. Let's back it out a little ways. Maybe a hair more. Yeah. Okay. We'll put the steering servo back on and get it in the machine. All right. We're all back together. Stock servo's back in. We're going to go out and test it. I want to thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next time.